Good morning. I am Dr. KSR Radhika, working as Associate Professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering, SRKR Engineering College, Bhimavaram. In the subject Embedded Systems, now we are going to discuss the shared data problem. Shared data problem. Shared data problem encountered when we start to use interrupts. For example, first of all, see the below code. In this example, here this interrupt, this is a function that reads the temperature of temperature at two particular locations, and it is stored in an array, I temperatures array. I temperatures array of 0, it reads a value from the hardware, and I temperatures of 1, it also reads another value from some another location into the index 1. So here, for example, if you see in the main part, int I temperatures of 0, I temp of 1. So here it is reading two temperatures. That is I temperatures of 0, I temperatures of 1. So here what happens is, suppose if this is a routine that reads temperatures from the boiler. So whenever the temperatures are different, that is a temperature of 0 and I temperatures of 1, if the temperatures are different, the temperatures need to be equal at two different locations, at any two different locations. So when the temperatures are different, then it will raise an alarm. Suppose interrupt is occurred after assigning I temperatures of 0, then what happens? For example, I temperatures of 0 has been recorded. For example, that value is 73 degrees. So that means here if you observe I temperatures of 0, the value has been recorded. So I temp of 0, the value is 73 degrees. So after completing this instruction, an interrupt has been occurred. That is, if you see in this red color, if interrupt has occurred here, what will happen? So from here, what will happen? This is the task code that the processor is executing. But from this task code, what will happen? Once the interrupt has been occurred here, what will happen? The microprocessor will now, it will go to the interrupt service routine of that particular interrupt. So that particular interrupt service routine is executed and it will be completed, and again then only it will come back to this original code. So after completing the interrupt service routine, for example, it has been completed. Then after returning back, it has to execute which statement? For example, if you take this statement, that is after completing the execution of the interrupt service routine, it has to execute I temp of 1. That is, it has to record the temperature I temp 1. So now, for example, suppose if the main, the processor has executed to this task code, that is, this is the current executing task. So then already this line of instruction has been completed by the microprocessor. Now this line has to be executed after returning back from the interrupt service routine. So what will happen? So now this itemp1, that is, it will read the temperature, but from here it has read this temperature as 73. But now again it is reading the temperature, that is, again this function will be executed. Here I temperatures 0 and I temperatures 1 both are being once again recorded. But here once these two are recorded, for example, the temperature has been changed to 74 degrees. Before both these are 73, but now it has increased 1 degree. So now what will happen? Now these two temperatures are again, it is recorded as 74. So this itemp 1 is now the value is 74. So that's why itemp 1 is assigned a value of I temperatures of 1, which is 74. But previously when this line is executed, when these two instructions are being executed, both the values are 73. At the time also, both the temperatures are equal, and after the interrupt service routine, again these two are executed. At that time, both are 74. At the time also, both the temperatures are equal. But for us recorded is I temp 0 is 73 and itemp1 is recorded as 74 because in between an interrupt service routine has been executed. At that time the temperature has changed from 73 to 74. So, and when this instruction is being executed, for example, if you take this instruction, when this instruction is being executed, if itemp of 0 not equal to itemp of 1, here in the value of itemp of 0 it is how much? 73. In the itemp 1 it is 74. So because the difference has been occurred here for item 0 and item 1, because there is a time gap. In the time gap, an interrupt service is executed. At this time, both are 73 when item 0 is recorded. When item 1, both the temperatures are 74. But even though now when comparing these two temperatures, one is 73 and another one is 74. So that means what? Here one temperature is 73 and another temperature is 74. That is, it indicates that both the temperatures are different. But even though the temperatures are same, when the temperatures has been checked at two different points also, because of the interrupt service routine, it has been abstracted this code. So the temperatures, there is a difference in the temperature. So once the difference in the temperature is observed, then what will happen? An alarm is raised. So which is wrong. That is, even though the temperatures are correct, same, then alarm is raised. So this is the problem. Whenever the data is being, so for example, if you take these temperatures are being shared by the this data has been shared. So when such type of data is being shared, in between, suppose if an interrupt has been occurred, then we will get a problem called as shared data problem. So even though both the values are same, due to the interrupt occurred between these two lines, that is item 0 and item 1, that is because an interrupt has been occurred in between these two statements, so it has led to the problem called as shared data problem. How to solve this shared data problem? So the shared data problem can be solved by using some methods called as atomic. For example, atomic. What is meant by an atomic? A part of the program cannot be interrupted. A part of a program is said to be atomic if it cannot be interrupted. A more precise way to look at shared data problem is that it is the problem that arises when the interrupt routine and the task code share data and the task code uses the shared data in a way that is not atomic. When we disable the interrupts around the lines of the task code that uses the shared data, we have made that collection of lines atomic, and we have therefore solved the shared data problem. Sometimes the word atomic mean not that a part of the program cannot be interrupted at all, but rather to mean that it cannot be interrupted by anything that might mess up the data it is using. From the perspective of the shared data problem, both the definitions are same. To solve its shared data problem, nuclear reactor program needs only disable the interrupt that reads in the temperature. If other interrupts change other data, the time of day, water pressures, steam pressures, etc., while the task code is working with the temperatures, that will cause no problem. So here what we have to do is, for solving this shared data problem, what we have to do is, here these two lines are important. So then what we have to do is, we have to disable the interrupts. That is, you can disable this disable of is a function that disables all the interrupts for a while. That is, it will till that both the temperatures are being read, the interrupts will be in the disabled position. Once the temperatures are read, that is, these two statements are made as atomic. Once these two statements have been executed, then again you can enable the interrupts. That is, again the interrupts are being enabled. This is how you can solve the shared data problem using the atomic statements. So this is one way how to solve the shared data problem. Another one is you can also solve the shared data problem using the critical section. A set of instructions that must be atomic for the system to work properly is the critical section. To work properly is often called as the critical section. For example, if you see here, the set of all these four instructions, they are said to be as a group of or set of instructions. So all these statements must be atomic to work this total system, that is to work this total task properly. What we are doing is we are making it as critical section. So at this in this critical section, once we enter into this critical section, so no other task is given the microprocessor until it comes out of this critical section. So by this also the shared data problem can be solved. This is how we can write in assembly language. So by using the DI and DA instructions, we can protect the shared data. So this is how this DA. DA is it is used for disabling the interrupts while we use the array, that is I temperatures. So what we are doing here first of all we are disabling the interrupts. Move R1, that is the I temperatures of 0, and next move R2, I temperatures of 1. While reading the two temperatures, before reading the two temperatures itself, first of all we are disabling the interrupts, and then we are reading the two temperatures, and then we are again enabling the interrupts again, that is with EA instruction. So once the two temperatures are moved, then are read, then what we are doing is we are subtracting both the temperatures. If the result is 0, then we are saying that the temperatures are okay. Otherwise, if the result is not 0, then the code goes here to set the then the code goes to the that is set the alarm. Then the alarm is raised. So this is how we can solve the shared data problem in assembly language. So this is how we can solve the shared data problem. Thank you.